Well, hello and welcome to the Cluebird. I'm your host, R. Wayne Browne. Most people want results. I know I do, and probably you do also. Bigger goals, better health, more success. Oh, yeah, bring it on. And there's nothing wrong with that. But what many people overlook is what creates those results. Because success rarely arrives all at once. It usually arrives quietly, one day at a time, painfully, one choice at a time, one small action repeated again and again. This is the Cluebird, whispering sage advice for those willing to listen. Consistency is not exciting. It doesn't make headlines. It doesn't attract attention. Most days, it doesn't even feel important. But consistency has a secret. While everyone else is waiting for some motivation, consistency is already moving you forward. Because motivation comes and goes. Some days you have it, some days you don't. It's like me going to the gym. Yeah. But consistency isn't based on feelings, it's based on commitment. And commitment keeps moving long after motivation leaves. One thing aviation teaches you very quickly is the value of repetition. People often imagine flying as exciting. Well, it is. But most of becoming a good pilot is reputation. Running checklists, following procedures, attending briefings, simulator rides, and flight reviews. The same things over and over. And to someone standing on the outside watching, hey, it can seem boring, but those repetitions matter. Because when conditions become difficult, you don't rise to the occasion. No, you fall back on your training. And your training is simply consistency over time. The pilot who performs well during a difficult moment usually isn't relying on talent. He's relying on hundreds of ordinary days where he showed up and did the work, endlessly practicing, not perfectly, but consistently. And life in general, doing many ordinary things works exactly the same way. Most breakthroughs are built long before they become visible. And that's why many people needlessly quit, because they mistake a lack of visible results for being a lack of progress. I remember a man who decided to start walking every day. Nothing dramatic, no marathons, no ambitious fitness plan, just a simple walk around the neighborhood. 15 minutes every day, rain or shine. Well, at first, nothing seemed to change. A week passed, then 2, then 3, and if someone had looked at him, they probably wouldn't have noticed much difference. But you know what? He just kept on walking. Not because he felt motivated every day. Some days he didn't feel like going at all, kind of like me. But he went anyway. And after several months, something happened. His energy improved, his mood improved, his waistline shrank, and his health improved. Not because of one extraordinary effort, no, but because of dozens of ordinary ones that were done consistently. The results finally became visible, but the success had been building quietly all along. And that's how consistency works. It's easy to underestimate because it feels small. One workout, one chapter, one conversation, one good decision. None of them seem to be life-changing by themselves, but life rarely changes because of one thing. Life changes because many small actions accumulate, like drops of water slowly but predictably filling a bucket. Eventually, what seemed insignificant becomes substantial, and suddenly people call it success, even though the real success happened long before anyone noticed. So if you're working towards something right now, don't ask yourself, how fast am I getting there? No. Ask yourself, am I still showing up? Because showing up matters more than perfect conditions, more than perfect timing, more than perfect motivation. Oh, yeah. The people who succeed most often are usually the people who simply stayed with it long enough. They didn't quit. like me painfully learning to play tennis. Consistency doesn't require greatness. It requires repetition. You don't have to be extraordinary every day. You simply must just keep moving. A little progress, a little effort, a little discipline, day after day, and over time, those small actions become part of who you are. Not because they were dramatic, but because they were repeated. So here's your clue. Consistency is your quiet advantage. It doesn't demand attention. It doesn't create instant results, but it produces outcomes that motivation alone never can. Because consistency turns effort into progress and progress into transformation. The next time you feel discouraged, remember this. Most meaningful success is invisible at first. Just keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep taking the next step because while others are waiting for a breakthrough, you're building one quietly, steadily, patiently, one day at a time. This is your clue bird, and the voice you're learning to trust might just be your own. I want to thank you for tuning in today, and as always, I hope you got something useful out of our time together. Be sure to tune in every Wednesday for a new podcast and share it with your friends. Oh, and be sure to subscribe. Oh, and hot tip. Until our next visit, I want you to think about decide what actually matters might mean to you. Oh, and be sure to get your clue bird on a treadmill, for a little exercise.